Hello there guys, it's Joey and this is a requested spell chest for the goddess Morrigan that ended up being within the vein of Blade of Avalon. So it was requested that I create a new Morrigan spell chest, and at first the energy wasn't quite there, it wasn't quite revealing itself, and following Blade of Avalon I was like, aha, okay, so that's the vein we want to go down, and checked if it was okay and created the spell chest off that vein. So I'm going to remove everything that's in it. We're going to have a look at each individual item as well as the chest individually. So I'm just going to move these off camera a minute. One moment. This weird interlude was brought to you by Joey Morris. Right, okay. So this is the top of the spell chest. I really like this. I will have to hold it and try and zoom in please. There we go. Okay. So we have a crow skull as drawn and designed by moi, and on the brow of the crow skull we have a blade in silver here, and then with the decaling detailing and with one dead center of the blade as well. I really like the color tones of this to match up with the idea of the Blade of Morrigan, and I was in two minds about whether or not to actually include a blade on the cover, but I had a feeling like the way this looks like almost like a blade head as it is, I thought, you know, if I overdo it, it's going to take away from the very, I want to say, starkness that comes with weaponry, and I really liked it just sort of dividing, cutting down the chest. But we did go with a decal ogum, which is huath, at the front with all that sort of shiny colour. So I really like the idea of this crow skull, and it's dark, and dark as in not as in negative, but it's not much of a colour, and then the decals pop the colour. The decals are all the colour with the blues and the greens, and it kind of creates this lovely balance that I really like, with some black tissue on the inside, because we are talking Morrigan. Okay, and then on the inside, first and foremost, of course, we have a small version. Come here then if you're not going to focus, because that's in the background, honestly. A small version of the blade of shield oil. Ooh, well, we did before Joey threw it over. A simple little black skull crystal charm. You're a lucky devil, because I've actually put a labradorite in. It had to be labradorite within this set, so as loath as I am to part with any labradorite, I was like, okay, the set needs one. The set needs one. Then there's some of my dark crone powder. The dark crone powder is available on store as a solo item, but I felt for the energies of Blade of Avalon, for the spell chest, the crone powder was quite complementary. So the Blade of Avalon, just to recap on its energies, make sure I'm not forgetting anything, is very much about the sorcerer aspect of the Morrigan, and its defense against magical intrusion, against malicious magic. It is magical defense. It deflects and re-elects. What? That's me putting deflects and reflects into one weird word. Deflecting and reflecting ill-wishing jinxes, the evil eye, and hexes. It is the proactive or aggressive form of self-defense. So the dark chrome powder works in conjunction with this, as the dark chrome powder is your last case resort powder. It is queen bee type powder. It accepts no garbage. It's just get rid, no questions, I'm had enough of this situation. This situation needs to end. I am not having it. I won't have it. Goodbye. The end. Crone powder. So there is some of the crone powder within the spell set. Then you have an itty bitty, itsy bitsy, teeny weeny yellow polka dot bikini. No, not really. You have an itsy wincy little vial here of the Hedge Witch powder, which I did a video about this morning. I wanted to include this, a little one of this in this, and Hedge Witch powder can be created, can be used to create even borders and barriers if someone so wishes. However, the Blade of Avalon energy can also be really wonderful for divination, like cutting through the fog and cutting through the sort of emotional problems to get to the heart of a situation. And Hedge Witchery is quite often about connecting with the higher self, the primal self, jumping over the hedge hopping, if you will, and really getting a grasp for who you are in the wild old primal version of you. And therefore I wanted to include a little bit of that within the spell chest, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Just for the record, by the way, while I think about it, I didn't actually mention why there was a labradorite in. Labradorite was used to imbue the blade oil. I shouldn't say blade oil, I've got two blade oil. Blade of Avalon spell oil in the first place, not within it but surrounding it, and it creates a magical temple. It's the magical temple crystal, and no ill will can be done with labradorite. It's just one of those purely higher self type crystals. It's awareness, it's awakening, it's flashes of insight, and therefore it had to be included within the set. Then I've included some hawthorn spines, some good size hawthorn, English hawthorn spines or spikes or thorns. Let me just take the lid off and I will pull one out so you can see against my hand. Come on, out you come. Alright, there's a few, hang on. There you go. So there are some slightly smaller ones, and then some of them are complete spines. I think you can see in there now. Come on, please focus. There you go. Right, so the hawthorn spines were collected by me at Samhain from the hedge. The same hedgerow that I collected the dirt for the hedgerow powder. Ooh. And Huath is the Ogum, which is arguably one of the ones that is most associated with Morrigan. I think you can probably associate all the thorns with Morrigan energy. So hawthorn makes up oak, ash and thorn, which is the three trees which provide entrance to the realm of the Fae. And in Celtic mythos it is believed that the realm of the Fae was actually originally considered to be the realm of the Celtic gods. However, through the passage of time and the Christianization of myths, they were sort of demonized into Fae, although there is a very similar energy within Fae to the sort of Celtic mythos. So there is crossover there, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And oak, ash and thorn is one of the trees which provides entrance into the other world. Hawthorn or Huath is the challenge or the boundary, and this works very well with the idea of the Blade of Avalon, because that creates a protection layer, which Huath certainly does. It also creates an enlightenment, an awakening, which Huath also does. As you prick your finger on the thorn of Huath and bleed, you provide the sacrifice, and as you pierce the veil and open the mysteries, you receive information from the higher self. And for anybody who is interested, I left a little bit of blood at the hedgerow, so that's even, you know, prick my thumb on the hedgerow and I left offering of blood on Samhain. So it was a very spiritual process, the gathering of the hawthorn. So there you go. And last but not least is one of the crow pendants, the crow version of the Ogun pendant. I wanted to make a video before this one, so showing that the crow pendant by itself in all its glory. There is, however, going to be one included in this spell chest. So, this contains wild feathers. Wild feathers of crow. They're wild, those crows. Wild crafted crow feathers. No crows were harmed, obviously. It's all from the ground in the surrounding areas. I'm quite surrounded. And we have the black for the protection magic, the absorption magic. It's also a little bit sexy, a little bit like Morrigan in that aspect. And we have the Triqueta charm for the life, death and rebirth. So, there we go. This is the Blade of Avalon spell set for the Goddess Morrigan. Oh, so good. I love this stuff. It's one of my new favourite things. So, yeah. All together now. All together. Look how cute he is. He's so cute. There we go. And a little black skull charm just to top it off. Okay, so I hope you like it. If you contact me on either YouTube or Facebook, you can get to the store via the Facebook, but if you contact me on Facebook and make sure you're happy with it, or on here so I know that you're happy with it, the Facebook page is www.facebook.com/starry-eyed supplies. That information will also be available in the down bar beneath this video. So if you let me know that if you're happy with it, I will make this and one of each of the crow puppets, because I'm not quite sure which one you want, available on store. It probably take a day or two to get this up on the store, and once you have selected which crow puppet you want, then I will craft that for you. For everybody else, I absolutely do take requests. However, I am a small store, so I cannot be affording to take requests that are not serious about purchasables. But as for requests, absolutely, I do that quite a lot. I enjoy doing that because it means working with a specific energy for someone, which is always nice. Additionally, if you go and have a look on the Facebook page, if you haven't already, there is plenty of stuff over there which is non-store related. We're going to have a crystal meanings uploaded today, and there is going to be some bits and pieces on there as well. You can find news stories, pagan and witchcraft stories and information on there. I share spells that I don't upload to YouTube on there, so there's some online spells that you can save for your online Book of Shadows, photos sharing other similar themed Facebook pages of witchcraft and paganism and all that good stuff, and crystals of course, as well as crystal grids including mine and other people's. There's a couple of Facebook pages I share regularly on there because they do such a beautiful job with the crystal work. And once we reach 3,000 likes on the Facebook page, we will be doing a giveaway, so make sure you have gone over to the Facebook page, liked it, shared it, get your friends to like it, and we will have a giveaway at 3,000 likes. Okie dokie, that is the Blade of Avalon spell chest, and many blessings.